Hey, welcome to Connected Life. Today we're talking about awakening. 2025, right? Is that what everyone's doing? Is that what everyone is talking about? Awakening, right? So, awakening probably started a little bit before 2025, but as time goes on, we're getting more and more interested in it. We're seeing more and more people talk about it. We're seeing more and more posts on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. More and more people are talking about consciousness and, woke. So it's not something new, but I think the momentum is starting to build to the point where people are like, what is this? How do I do it? What's happening? Why do I feel so out of place and discombobulated, right? What's going on? But at the same time, we're kind of getting pulled. We're kind of feeling this thing from the universe, from source, from God, from whatever you want to call it, something bigger than ourselves that's kind of like saying, come this way, do this thing. Here are the answers to feeling better. Here are the answers to being more enlightened. Here are the answers to having less stress in your mind, in your body. Here's the way to get better health, better abundance, right? So if you're feeling that, that's part of what's going on with awakening. And maybe you talked to one of your friends or family members and they felt something like this a few years ago or a few months ago, and now you're actually starting to feel it. That's what's happening. More and more people are starting to feel like, I think there's something more to life. There's something more to what I'm doing. I need a purpose. I need a sense of direction. And that's kind of what is happening here. You're starting to feel that pull of, let's go this way. Let's reconnect with ourselves. Let's reconnect with source. And let's find freedom from all of the shit that's going on in the world. Terrorism, politics, changes, AI. How do I break free from that? Well, you break free from that by understanding that you're awakening, understanding how powerful the mind is, and how understanding how your limits in life are all based on everything that you're thinking and feeling. So, the awakening is humans are starting to remember their power. And when I say power, I mean the power of the mind. The power of the mind and the ability to get you the things, get you the people, and get you to the places that you want to go in your life without all of the struggle, all of the stress, all of the heartache, all of the pain, right? So if you use your mind to get you what you want and need in life, instead of using your mind to keep you stuck with thoughts of like, I don't have enough money versus I have plenty of money. And many people will say, well, that doesn't make sense to me. When I look at my bank account, there's no money or there's very little money. The point is, if that's the way you continue to think, that's the way you will continue to live. So if you get a job paying $1 million a year, but your mind is still saying, I'm broke, or I'm poor, or I don't have enough, how long do you think that $1 million a year is going to last? It's not going to last very long. You're going to spend it immediately. You're going to lose it. Something's going to happen to take it away. If your mindset is focused on money, abundance, good health, wealth, that's where you're going to go. Same goes for relationships. If you're in a relationship, it's not going well, and you're thinking, I'm in a relationship and it's not going well, then that's why it's not going well. And I think what happens is people hear stuff like this all the time on all social media and they think, well, that doesn't make sense because that's way too simple. Life is complicated. Life is ups and downs. Life is problems. Yes, it is. However, if you focus on the problem, if you focus on terrible health, if you focus on a pain in your body, or if you focus on something emotionally painful, you're going to simply get more of that. And if you think about it, that's how unique and how powerful and how wonderful the human mind is, because it gives you exactly what you focus on. So you're focusing on all the shit you don't want, and meanwhile, you're not getting any of what you do want. So that very simple balance is pretty much the key to life. And no one really knows about it. No one really thinks about it. Why? Because when we pop out of the womb, parents, caregivers, teachers, people around us tell us this is how we live. So we forget our power, right? When you're a child, think about being 1 year old or 2 years old. Who directs you? Who guides you? An adult, right? They have to. You can't do anything on your own. So you listen to your mom, your dad, your grandmom, your parents, or your caregiver, or your nanny, or your school teachers, or your church folk. Whatever it is, you're vulnerable to them because they're adults. They have the house, they have the money, they have the car, they take you to school, they feed you, they do all the things that you need. So for you to think on your own, it's pretty much impossible. So you thinking on your own is taken away from you. Now, let's just say you're a kid, you're 1, you're 2, you're thinking, and everything you think of, your parents are like, that's great, go for it. That's great, let's do it. Everything you think about, you could think about all the candy in the world as a kid. You could think about all the toys in the world. What if your parents, your caregiver, your aunts, your uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, your clergymen, your churches, your schools all thought, that's great, go for it. It's all around you. What would your mind think as a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old? It would think, oh wow, all this stuff is available to me, right? It wouldn't think, where is it? It would think, oh wow, I didn't know all this stuff was available because I don't see it. But your mind would still be thinking, wow, it's all out there. How do I get it? Your mind then starts to think, here's how you get it, and here's how it starts to come to you, because it's all based on those thoughts. But, that's not really how it works. We're sitting in our little chair or our little table as a little child, and our parents are saying, you can't have this, you can't do this, you can't go here, you can't go there, and you can't be this. And we think, wow, this big person with, the money and the clothes and the food must be right because they have everything that I need. And they're wrong. So that's how we forget our power. It's taken away from us by people that care for us, take care of us, adults. And that's the process that's been going on for years and years, right? So your parents were taught the same way, your grandparents were taught the same way, and here we are, this species of humans that's stuck with thinking we're powerless. We need to rely on politics, and we need to rely on who's the president, and we need to rely on who's going to take care of us, when in actuality we can take care of ourselves. If we don't think that the president is going to come and save us, if we don't think that a teacher is the one that's going to propel us to the next best thing in our future, if we don't think someone that tells us something in church on Sunday has all the answers and we have our own, that's what's going to take us to the next level. That's what's going to keep us curious. And that's when it's going to keep us saying, well, how do I get the things that I want and I need if I'm not going to get it from this person or these people? So reconnect with your mind. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? And how can I use my mind to get me to think and feel in a way that gets me what I want? Whether that's a relationship, whether that's better health, whether that's greater wealth, you name it. Fitness, cars, homes, ability to do things that you want to do. Maybe you want to go to the Olympics. If someone told you all your life that you can't, most likely you will shut that desire down. So if you start thinking about how can I do it, I know that I want it, and I'm not going to listen to any of the outside noise. I'm just going to focus on my thinking and my feeling and what's going to take me there. You'll start to see things unfold in your life. So you're basically turning everything around to the opposite of what you've been taught, and you're thinking differently based on what your mind can do to get you what you want and where you want to go in life. So reconnect with your mind. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? And is my thinking taking me in the direction of what I want or in the direction of what I don't want, which is the way we think most of the time. Connect with your body. How am I feeling? How does it feel when I go like this? How does it feel when I go like this? Do you feel your body? Do you feel yourself inside of this body? Can you just sit in a chair and feel your feet on the floor? Can you feel your ass in the chair? Can you feel the clothing on your body? Get in touch with what your body is feeling. Get in touch with what you're sensing. Get in touch with what you're thinking, and bring these two things together. Connect. You're going to connect with your mind and connect with your body. And the more you do that every day, you can meditate, you can sit in silence, you can go out in nature and just walk, you can listen to soft music, you can just think about what you're thinking about. Am I thinking about getting that job, or am I thinking someone else is going to get that job? If you're thinking someone else is going to get that job, more than likely they will. Or if you do get that job, how long do you think you're going to keep that job? So thinking about what I want versus what I don't want. Do you want to run 5 miles? Do you want to walk 1 mile? If you're thinking that you can't, or you're thinking that you won't, then you probably won't. So hopefully what I'm saying is starting to make sense. It's starting to click. And even though it's the opposite of everything that you've been taught, it's starting to resonate with you because you're starting to awaken. You're starting to remember. And why are you starting to remember? Why are you starting to awaken? Because that's the natural way of life. That's the natural way humans are. That's the natural way we're supposed to live our lives. And all of that was taken away from us as children. We grow up as adults thinking the same way, right, that we were taught. So now the awakening is getting us to remember our power. Remember how we need to think, remember how we need to feel, and remember what we need to do to get the things that we want without thinking, I need someone to hire me. I need someone to give me money. I need someone to pay me more. I need someone to call me for this relationship. I need this person to love me for who I am. Are you thinking that the person loves you the way you are? Or are you thinking you're not enough? Or are you thinking the person's going to leave you? Are you thinking you're going to be abandoned? Starting to get it, your thinking is running your life. So the more we get in touch with what we're thinking, what we're feeling, reconnecting with our body, reconnecting with our mind, and it's a process. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh yeah, I got it. I'm doing it. Life is great. You're going to do this every day. You're going to do it in the morning, you're going to do it at night, you're going to do it in the afternoon, you're going to practice, you're going to try and change everything that you've learned to understand how powerful your mind is when you use it correctly. Just imagine being 15 years old and trying to start thinking differently based on 15 years of programming from adults. Now, think about being 75 years old and trying to change 75 years of programming from adults or other people or society or the media. It's not going to just happen in a week or a month. It takes years. It's taken me years to get to the point where I finally understand. I finally am comfortable. I kind of have this confidence now in, oh, I get it now. Everything that I'm thinking and doing now is the right way, and everything that I was taught was the wrong way. And that's why I needed to bust my ass to try and get that interview, try to get that job. Look at my resume 25 times. Do I need to change this? Do I need to add that? When my mind was thinking, I need to do all this stuff to maybe get the job, my mind should have been thinking, I have the job already. I've already started working. And that keeps you going in the path for what you want. That builds momentum. That confidence, that assurance, that assumption keeps you moving in the direction of what you want when you focus on what you want. Breathe deep. Go ahead, do it now. Breathe deep. Exhale, let all the air out of your body and start to think about how you want to start thinking and moving through the world starting today. Relax. Relax your body. Let your shoulders come down, right? How much of life have you gone through like this and not even known it? I spent most of my life like this because of all the childhood shit. So relax. Let your body feel free. Let your stomach out. Let your legs relax. Let your feet relax on the floor. Reconnect with who you are. Oh, I can feel myself in the chair. Oh, I can feel my stomach expand. I can feel my breath come in and out of my body. I can feel my body laying on the bed. I can feel my body against my clothing. Reconnect with who you are. Start thinking about what you're thinking about. Start thinking about what you're feeling. And you will be on the path to greater awakening and remembering your power. If you have questions, comment below and let me know, and I will answer them for you. But if you looked at the Matrix and, red pill, blue pill, maybe go watch that movie again and again and again and again until it clicks and you're like, oh shit, I get it now, right? Because then your mind and your body is going to automatically sense, that's the answer. So all of the struggles, when am I going to get the job? When am I going to get the apartment? When am I going to get the person? When am I going to get the fitness? When am I going to lose weight? How? Try. Fight. Run. Versus, I don't have to worry about it. I know it's mine. I know I'm going to get it. See how relaxing that is? And the people that are sitting there saying, well, that's not how the world works, Anthony. Okay. So the more you think that, the more that's how your world will not work. You will not be awakened. You will not remember. And you will not get shit. Or I should say, you will get shit, but you won't get the good shit. you'll just live a life that's in the same loop of misery and pain and trying and anxiety and stress and how do I do it and how do I climb the ladder. And the more you climb the ladder with that stress, the taller the ladder is going to get, and you're never going to get to the top. Versus, hey, I got the house. Hey, I got the job. Hey, I got the girl or the guy. Hey, I got everything. Start thinking that way, start feeling that way, and then the more you see things happen and the more things go your way, the more you will trust in it, the more you will believe in it. So the main thing that I want you to do, the main takeaway is try it. If you're going to sit there and say, oh, that's not how the world works, okay, go away, go someplace else. However, if you're thinking, okay, I've tried so much stuff, this sounds like it might work, why don't I try it? Then why don't you try it? Why would you say, oh, that's bullshit, and shut it down and go to the next whatever video and not try it? Ask yourself that question. If someone said to you, oh, here's a way to make $1 million, and you just automatically thought, oh, that's ridiculous, that's not how the world works, and you didn't ask them, okay, how do I do it? How can I try? That would be kind of idiotic. So if that's your thought process, that's great. You're probably not the person for my channel. If this resonates and you're thinking, I don't know what it is, but something sounds like this could potentially be right, or this could potentially work, then click like, click share, send it to a friend. Just think about if all your friends thought the same way. Would you be on board? Of course you would. Would you all be thinking the same way? Would you all be getting stuff that you want? And would that type of action get you to believe even more? So go ahead and subscribe. Next time I post a video, you'll get a notification. And then the more you do it, the more you think, the more you feel, the more things start to happen that you want versus what you don't want, the more you will build the muscle of awakening, remembering, and power. Hopefully that all makes sense to you. Come back and I will see you in the next video.